Photo finish. It's actually too close to call. Very, very tight. Either Magic Account or Hungry Hearts. That could go either way. Get 'em Dusty was finishing with interest and Speed of the Nile. Close. Photo in the second. Giving Spirit and Player B. They're in the gate. And they're off. Virat with a smooth start. Forgiving Spirit on the outside. These two speed two clear of Player B, who will track from third. Then it's Grazed, fourth and in between rivals. Adair Yellow Sleeves, three off the pace. And Lil Richards Bellow at the back. Virat and Forgiving Spirit will duel to the half-mile pole. Grazed is a length and a half off them in third. On the far outside, Adair fourth. At the rail, Player B, 2.5 or so off the front runner, and Lil Richards Bellow. It's Virat Forgiving Spirit, a neck away second, 3/4 to Grazed in third. Adair losing ground as Player B moves through on the inside to take third, and Lil Richards Bellow is following Player B. They pass the quarter pole, Virat just in front. Player B angles to the outside. Forgiving Spirit will be in between them. There's an 1/8 of a mile to go, and here comes Player B. He's had a perfect trip, and he pounces on the embattled leaders at the 16th pole and goes by. It's Player B and Hector Berrios to get the money. Forgiving Spirit second, Virat third, then Lil Richards Bellow. We're in the gate, and they're off. Mobytown, Spend It All, Carol's Comic, Unusual Win, Luther Pass at the rail. Mobytown, the favorite, takes charge at once, opens up a length on Spend It All. With Unusual Win moving up now, grabbing second. Luther Pass is down at the rail, and Carol's Comic last, but it's a compact field. 3 lengths covers them. It's Mobytown with a half-mile left to travel. 3/4 of a length to Unusual Win. Carol's Comic advancing in third. Luther Pass is now fourth, and Spend It All at the back. 3/8 to run. Mobytown the leader. Carol's Comic closing in from second. At the rail, Unusual Win third. Then Luther Pass. Spend It All has tailed off. They have a 1/4 of a mile to run, and Mobytown the leader, 3/4 of a length. Carol's Comic tries to get to him in second. They're at the top of the stretch. Mobytown 2-length lead. Carol's Comic trying his best. These two come past the 8th pole, 1-2, and it's getting closer. Mobytown, Carol's Comic. Mobytown a half length. Carol's Comic on the outside. Mobytown holding on, and it's Mobytown. A hard-fought W. Barely holding off Carol's Comic. Luther Pass a block back in third. And Manuel, as your destination for gaming excitement, as the closest resort and casino to Santa Anita Park. Saw it. Loaded quickly. And they're off. Crosby Beach out alertly, so is Carmelita's Man in the center, but it's a very even field, passing the stands the first time as Hula's Candy now emerges with a narrow advantage. Standing O goes with him in second, and Crosby Beach gets a nice spot in third. They're followed by the gray, Jimmy Blue Jeans, 5 off the pace in fourth. Rayquist is next, Carmelita's Man, Zalamo second to last, and Kafkin Peak, the early trailer. Around the first turn, and Standing O goes on. Opens up 3 lengths now on Hula Candy second. Then Crosby Beach and Juan Hernandez third. Followed by Jimmy Blue Jeans, 7 lengths off the leader now. Rayquist, Carmelita's Man, Zalamo, and another length back to Kafkin Peak. Heading toward the half-mile pole. And it's Standing O, leading by 2. Hula Candy in second, and still Crosby Beach bides his time in third. Rayquist inches forward. Jimmy Blue Jeans is now in fifth. He's joined by both Carmelita's Man and Zalamo, and another 2 to Kafkin Peak. Into the turn, and Standing O and Antonio Fresu with a 2-length lead. Crosby Beach is now coming after him on the outside of Hula Candy. Those two moving together, followed by Jimmy Blue Jeans, Rayquist, Carmelita's Man, hard ridden, not responding. Zalamo in the blue down at the rail, and Kafkin Peak starts to rally widest of all there at the top of the stretch. And it's Standing O with a 2-length advantage. Crosby Beach side by side with Hula Candy, and Kafkin Peak continues to close ground in the center of the race course. Coming to the 16th pole, and Kafkin Peak is absolutely flying. Here is the line. Kafkin Peak, Humberto Rispoli, fresh off his 2000 and 2001 wins at Turfway, comes back to Santa Anita Park with a dramatic photo finish W. In the gate. And they're off. Lake Superior and Ashcroft are going out to battle for the lead. Theismann is up and on the pace too. Normandy Landing and Durant. They move into the first turn, and the lead belongs to Lake Superior, but there's room on the fence for Theismann, and Theismann comes to engage right away. Those two will come to the 6 furlong pole, head and head for the lead. In the meantime, Ashcroft, a length and a half off them in third, and then comes Normandy Landing with 4 to make up, and Durant. Moving on to the backstretch, and it's Lake Superior, leading it by a half length now to Theismann in second. A length and a half still to Ashcroft, who settles into a good stride third, 3 lengths clear of Normandy Landing, who's fourth at this point, and Durant just outside of him. 4 lengths front to back. They have less than a half mile to travel. Lake Superior, the leader. Theismann pestering him along the rail. Theismann at the rail now tries to take the lead. Lake Superior going with him just a head away second. A length and a half. Ashcroft is now pushed along, trying to get closer to the top pair third. Outside of them comes Durant, and Normandy Landing is the trailer. They line up 4 across the track ahead of Normandy Landing. They have a quarter of a mile to go. And now Ashcroft makes his move, tries to get the lead. Lake Superior, Theismann is down on the fence, and Durant joins them with Normandy Landing in fifth, with 3 lengths off them and 8th to go. And it's Ashcroft in front by 2. Durant is in second. Normandy Landing now third. Lake Superior and Theismann both softened up. It will be Ashcroft for Kent DeSormo and Bob Hess Jr., winning by about 3.5 lengths. It's a tight photo for second, close between Normandy Landing and Durant. Was in. They're in the gate, and they're off in the Sensational Star. It's a quick start for Johnny Padres and Clovis Connection. Those two vying for the lead. They're joined by Lovesick Blues, who's up close, and Catalina Eddy is on the pace as well. Disco Tribute comes through along the fence. Johnny Padres now drops off that battle. A gap of 4 to none above the law. And at the back of the field is Colinga Road. Down the hill, and it's Clovis Connection leading the way 3/4 of a length. Disco Tribute in second, with Catalina Eddy in the red colors inching up, taking the second spot. Behind them comes Lovesick Blues and None Above the Law. Johnny Padres is 5 lengths off the lead, and another 2 to Colinga Road. They're approaching the quarter pole, and Clovis Connection doing it well on the front end. Leads it by a length to Catalina Eddy. At the rail, Disco Tribute is fighting back in a tight spot along the inside. As they come to the 8th pole, Clovis Connection, Catalina Eddy from the back of the field. Here's Johnny Padres coming with a menacing bid in Lovesick Blues. Those two coming together. Johnny Padres on the outside and Lovesick Blues, Johnny Padres just in front. Johnny Padres has won the Sensational Star. Lovesick Blues just missed. In behind them, Clovis Connection, Catalina Eddy. Running on late was Colinga Road in front of None Above the Law.
Last time out was in an open 50, showed the guts. How confident were you today coming into the race?
Yeah, you know, it's a good question. Last time you ran for the 50, and I was told you, God, he did, and he ran lights out race. I'm so proud of him.
He's a 7-year-old gelding, again, at this stage of the career. If at least as they're competitive, that's all you can really.
As Johnny Padres wins the Sensational Star. The 8th and final is up next. Post time is in 22 minutes. The Golden Hour Double starts with race 8. We're in the gate. And they're off. Lamborghini sprints out to take the lead. Beau Soleil, elegant up close. Black Pink is now moving up in between rivals, and Sea Dancer up and on the pace too. Visually is guided over to the rail. Hattie T second to last, and Brand New Dream, not the best of beginnings, is the trailer. It's Lamborghini starting her stuff, leading by a length and a half. Beau Soleil is a joint second, passed now by Black Pink, who comes after front-running Lamborghini. Sea Dancer is in fourth, just 3 lengths off the lead. It's another 3.5 to Visually, racing on the inside of Elegant, 4 back to Hattie T and Brand New Dream. Half mile to run, Lamborghini to catch. Leads at a length to Black Pink, who's a clear-cut second. Then it's Beau Soleil on the rail. Sea Dancer still reserved in fourth, 3 off the pace. 2 more to Visually, inching right into contention. Another couple to Elegant, who's 3 in front of Hattie T, and Brand New Dream has trailed throughout. They're nearing the quarter pole with Lamborghini in front, Black Pink. Now Sea Dancer makes her move on the outside. And here's Sea Dancer with a bold bid after Lamborghini at the top of the stretch. Visually is running on in the center of the course as Black Pink drops out. Sea Dancer overhauls Lamborghini and set sail for the wire. It's Sea Dancer in complete control late, and Sea Dancer a decisive score by 4 widening lengths. Lamborghini held second, tight photo between Elegant and Visually, and then Beau Soleil completes the super high 5.
Any Friday that San Anita races is a Good Friday, but today really is Good Friday for those of you that are of faith and are celebrating. And the gentleman next to me, he's a God-fearing man. He's certainly celebrating Good Friday and Easter on Sunday. His name, Toby Turrell. Toby, happy Good Friday. Welcome to the seminar.
Hey, dittos, Tom, and same to everybody out there. You know, every day to me is a day to celebrate. And
it's like Easter for you, right? Your life is full of Easters.
Every day is full of eggs.
It sure is. Now, speaking of days full of eggs, today, as you might or might not know, racing unfortunately has been canceled both Saturday and Sunday here at San Anita due to the impending rainstorm that's about to hit sometime later tonight. In anticipation of that, Toby, I'm sure the main track today was full of activity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had literally bell-to-bell action. I think Phil D'Amato himself, I believe, worked about 47 horses, if I'm not mistaken. Tremendous day of workouts. Very hard to keep up, but one horse at a time, just like one day at a time.
Speaking of one horse at a time, maybe were there one or two in that slew of activity that maybe caught your eye, Toby, that we can mark in our notebooks going forward?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. A couple of weeks ago, Paul Redham had a homebred stay and scam. Nice stakes win down the hill. I think it was the Irish O'Brien. And I'll tell you, this horse never ceases to amaze me because she is running all the races and she works great in between, which is just double positive. But I'm going to tell you what, this morning, my jaw dropped watching her come down the lane. She was as loaded as a horse could possibly be. And I'll tell you, I almost got getting chills right now just thinking about it. Just phenomenal. And just, you don't see things like that. It's one thing for a horse to be fresh and be able to do that when they're kind of coming into peak in the morning. But to just do this like off of this campaign and that last hard race, phenomenal.
She's in sharp form right now. She's a turf sprinter. I think Mr. Redham and Mr. O'Neill found the key to her success. Toby, speaking of horses working, although Santa Anita will not be racing tomorrow and Sunday, there will be a racing around the world, not just around North America, but around the world. Tomorrow, of course, is the Dubai World Cup. And our Santa Anita Big Cap winner, Newgate, is actually going to be running in Dubai, ridden by Frankie Dettori, I believe, morning line of 8-1. Prior to him leaving back on March 16th, courtesy of our friends at xbtv.com, we're watching here his workout in company with a horse by the name of Mr. Fisk, who is also from the Bob Baffert barn. You saw this work. We can already see the time, 58 and change. He's doing it really easily. What did you think about Newgate's work before he left for Dubai?
Well, he did what he needed to do here, and maybe a little bit more. I mean, 58-1 is just very fast by any standard of any race, let alone, I know this is a big race, but still.
He's well off the rail. The exercise rider isn't asking him at all.
Yeah. So, he definitely stamped his ticket, as they say, and he will show up again with another A race. You can see the little tiny reminder there just to tell him it's not over with yet. And look at him pull clear. That's a stakes winner from Del Mar that he's toying with, Mr. Fisk. So all systems appear to be very much go.
And what I wanted to show here, Toby, is the gallop out as well. I mean, the exercise rider is now getting after him, but he's responding and increasing his lead over Mr. Fisk. Granted, the competition in the Dubai World Cup is tough, but at the same time, this is a very, very good workout leading into that race.
Well, he worked tremendously into the big cap. So this is a follow-up to that. It's one thing to work big into the big cap, but you got to work big out of the big cap. So he did.
And speaking of working big, another runner from the Bob Baffert barn is heading to Hot Springs, Arkansas to run in the Arkansas Derby tomorrow. His name is Muth. And again, courtesy of our friends at xbtv.com, we're watching Muth here on the outside. A little bit before sunrise, he's on the outside. He's going to work here in 1:12 and change, and almost a mirror workout. Granted, the distance is different, but the way he did it, the way he basically fought off his inside challenger, again, in my opinion, not being a professional like you are, Toby, I thought visually a very good workout.
Well, this is another horse that very rarely does not show up with a big workout. Ever since he was a young horse, just arriving on the scene, he's been very consistent. I can go all the way back to early summer when he was still working under his dam's name, going 3 furlongs, and he's competitive. He doesn't want to lose at any point of any workout or any race. And that competitive spirit that he has, along with his beautiful balanced physique, has made him one heck of a racehorse. I mean, he continues to have to play at a high level, and he's doing that, and he'll have to do that tomorrow, no doubt. But you have to like his chances. He's battle tested, and a lot of the rest of the field can't say that as far as tomorrow goes.
Our leading writer, Juan Hernandez, will travel to Hart Springs, Arkansas to partner with Muth in tomorrow's Arkansas Derby. Now, Toby, in 8 days from today is the Santa Anita Derby, and Nisos, of course, was the big defection. He will not be running the Santa Anita Derby, but many others are going to be entering the race simply because Mr. Baffert doesn't have as strong as a hand as some people anticipated. One of those runners is from the Doug O'Neill barn, a runner by the name of EJ Won the Cup. I believe he worked today. What do you think of his workout?
He worked in solid fashion. He worked tremendously before he hit the road. So he's a good workhorse. He works very fast, routinely. He'll be ready. I do believe that Phil D'Amato's horse is really rising up to the occasion in a big way. And I'm kind of excited to watch that one run.
The Phil D'Amato runner that Toby's referring to also as the winner of the Sunland Park Derby. Should be an exciting Saturday. Next Saturday, first post here on Santa Anita Derby Day will be noon Pacific time. But first things first, let's toss the microphone over to track announcer Frank Miramati and get the early changes on today's Good Friday card here at the Great Race Place.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Santa Anita Park, the great race place, where the track is fast and the turf course is firm. Here are the early changes. The first race starts the 50-cent early pick 5, and we simply have the blinker note that is always listed on the bottom of the program page. Same story in race 2, start of the early pick 4. The pick 6 will start with race number 3, and there are no changes in the third. No changes in race number 4. The fourth race is leg 1 of the $3 all-turf pick 3. Today's all-turf pick 3, races 4, 6, and 8. The race kicks off the late pick 4, no changes. In the 6th, scratch number 8, Daddy Justify, as well as the program scratch of number 1, Gazon. 1 and 8 out of the 6th. In the 7th race, start of the Golden Hour pick 4, scratch number 3, Stay in Line. Race 7, take out the 3. And the 8 starts the Golden Hour double. No changes. Enjoy your day at Santa Anita Park. As you may have read, there's no live racing tomorrow or Sunday due to weather concerns. We are open for simulcast wagering, and there will be free admission and parking for those interested in coming out for simulcasting. As a result of the cancellations, we've added a program next Thursday, so we'll race Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For more information, keep in mind, Saturday, Santa Anita Derby Day, we have a 12 noon first post. But for all the information, just go to our website, santaanita.com. Tom Quigley is with widely acclaimed expert Toby Turrell of CaseTheRace.com. Let's resume the seminar in the XB TV studios. You can follow Toby on Twitter at MorningWorks. They'll be at the gate for the opener in 58 minutes at 1 p.m. Enjoy your day.
Welcome back. We're talking horses with Toby Turrell. He's only been clocking horses for the last 45 years. He's out here each and every morning, and you can find his work on a daily basis if you purchase the winner's card when you walk into the racetrack or any local OTB. You can also find it online at CaseTheRace.com. A lot going on, Toby, that I want to touch upon. We heard Frank Miramati say that we added Thursday as a makeup date. Not only are we adding Thursday as a makeup date, but the 2 stakes races this weekend that we were going to run that were canceled, both the Wilshire Stakes and the American Stakes, they're grade 3 events. They're going to be on Thursday's card. So 2 grade 3 3 events on this upcoming Thursday's card. And another development that kind of snuck underneath the radar is the training track, which has primarily just been open to gallopers and joggers. It's actually going to open up for full workouts starting tomorrow morning. That's going to be a quick test in terms of how quickly the synthetic track dries if we do get the rain that's being forecasted.
Yeah, big time. We're, 3 inches, I believe they're saying right now. So going to be a big test right out of the gate. By the way, you mentioned the workouts. I want to mention I put out my workouts on Daily Racing Form, and I have for a couple of years now for a real complete publishing report, and it's gone tremendously. And I just wanted to throw that out there for people that want the workout flavor of things.
Yeah, fair enough, Toby. It's an excellent point because your selection sheet has limited workouts, but the workout report you're referring to that's available at drf.com, that has a litany of workouts for all 8, 9, 10 races, however many races might be on that day's card. And you basically run through almost every horse in every race and give your workout comments.
Well, not only that, you see past workouts, and I look at it every night to analyze the day. And there's been a tremendous amount of long shots that have had big workouts prior to the race. So it's a great tool.
Well, let's see if your studiousness will pay off for us by listening to who you like on today's 8-race card. And we kick things off, Toby, in race number 1 on the turf course. As you can see, fast and firm conditions currently. 1 mile on the turf course for fillies and mares starter allowance types. Rails today are at 30 feet. Race 1 also begins the 50-cent early pick 5. We've got a field of 8, the morning line favorite down on the rail, number 1, Spring Magic. This is the first of 3 morning line favorites on today's card for trainer Jeff Mullins. And it's the first of 3 consecutive morning line favorites that Tyler Bays is going to ride. Could be a big day for both gentlemen. Give us your thoughts on race 1, Toby, and who you like and why.
Well, I like the 1 horse in here, Spring Magic, and because you say a hunch bet of sorts. Spring has sprung, and see great evidence of that in the mornings here at Santa Anita, bright and sunshiny. This mare has got legitimate big-time speed. I'm a believer in that. I'm hoping she steals this race. Tyler Bays patented when he can get a horse loose on the lead. He knows how to guide him around there. So the horse that beat this mare last time out, first time forever, purchased by a good friend of mine, Larry Zapp of California Partners, and they got big hopes for that horse. And in fact, I think the horse might be hitting the road. But with all that said, I hope this horse steals the race on the lead. I'm hoping it's that easy. If she doesn't, the number 3 horse, Dendera, is a gigantic price here. The last time out, this horse was ranked, lacked room, and really finished strongly. The gallop out was eye-catching. So she is in pretty nice form. The rider was unknown to me when he showed up on the scene, but I like this kid. I think he knows how to ride a stretch runner especially. And the price, I believe, is right on the 3 horse Dendera.
The rider you're referring to on Dendera, Toby, Jeremy Laprida, primarily plied his trade in the mid-Atlantic states. He's been out here, as you can see, with 43 mounts in Southern California up to this point, represented by well-known jockey agent Patty Sterling. A question for you in race number 1, Toby. Number 4, Graze My Heart, is also trained by Jeff Mullins, who trains your top selection, Spring Magic. And Hector Barrios, who rode Spring Magic last time out, elects to ride here. We haven't seen her in the afternoon since basically 14 months ago. Have you seen any of her workouts coming into this, and what do you think about her chances?
Yeah, I've seen all the workouts. This is the kind of horse that you have to remember. She's training on dirt. Now she's running on turf. That's something you really have to factor in. But she's a bad gate horse. She's a slow starter. She's one of the co-favorites, and the other co-favorite doesn't have any speed either. That's kind of the strength of my reasoning here, and hoping she kind of needs the race.
Let's turn the page, take a look at race number 2. We're on the main track, 7 furlongs of the distance. Race 2 also begins the 50-cent early pick 4, and the conditions of the race are for maiden optional claiming types, 3-year-old fillies. A field of 6, number 5, Sugarfish, once again from the Jeff Mullins barn, ridden by Tyler Bays, is 2-1 according to John White. What's race 2 according to Toby Turrell?
Race 2 is number 2 all the way here for me. Petite Ange, Victor Garcia, training for his dad, King Juan, they called him in the day of Caliente.
Look who the owner is.
King Juan. There you have it. But this horse, I'll tell you, she's improving each and every week. She gets bigger and stronger. She's working like she's ready to win. I have no doubt about that part of it. I think the 7 furlongs will suit her well. I think she'll have that extra kick. She kind of showed that in her last race. And she just needs to settle down a little bit early on. That cost her the win last time. She got rank. But the way she's working, I don't think she's getting ranked today. And I believe the 3-horse right next to her, adding blinkers, they kind of came down the lane head and head last time out. And she could improve too, but I like the 2 in here quite a bit.
The stranger in the race, Toby, is the first-time starter, number 4, Miss Allure from the Michael McCarthy barn. Been training down at San Luis Rey. Do you have any spies over at San Luis Rey that have whispered in your ear in terms of how she's doing?
No.
Well, Mark McCarthy has done very well with the San Luis Rey shippers, and as you and I have discussed many times, it's unfortunate we can't get more eyes down at San Luis Rey, because certainly that's something that's needed.
Well, we're not going to give up, and everything hopefully will happen in due time. And I agree with everything you said. Michael McCarthy has done well since adding horses down there.
We're spoiled by xbtv.com, that's for sure, and that's a luxury you should take advantage of, simply because it's free of charge. You just type in the horse's name in the search box, up pop all the workouts. It's a tremendous asset, not only here for San Anita, but for Gulfstream Park as well. Hats off to First Racing for providing that information to us as handicappers. Race number 3 on an 8-race card begins the $1 pick 6 sequence, and we're sprinting 6.5 furlongs in the main track for $32,000 claimers. A field of 5. Number 2, Disco Ball from the Brian Corner barn, who just missed last time out, is the 7-5 morning line favorite. Basically same level, basically same distance, but just 2 for 20 lifetime. You got Disco Ball on top, or you're looking elsewhere, Toby?
Yeah, I got to stick with this gelding. Boy, is he just overdue to win. I mean, he's been knocking on the door, as they say. That's an understatement for this horse. I'll tell you, he's another horse that's racing well and training well, and he just hooks just big time performance just every time. I mean, Prince Sepp was running lights out for Mark Glatt. Top Gun Tommy, I don't think, is in the same form he was when he beat him. Ghost of Midnight went on to be a big time multiple winner for Mark Glatt. So, I mean, he is due and deserves a win, and I'm hoping it comes today here for Disco Ball. Good vibes only. I expect to be out on the lead. This big cow-faced gelding has got a lot of speed, and I like to see a little shorter distance for him, but if he gets loose, look out. So 2-1 for me in the third.
Toby, one of the things we do as handicappers is not only look at your workout information, but also the workout information from other clockers. Obviously, many clockers are looking at the workouts in the morning. And Andy Harrington, one of your contemporaries, really likes the way that Mastermind is working the last 2 times that he's worked since we saw him going 2 turns on the turf course. And you can see even by the times last time out, basically 47 flat, second best of 95 that morning at the distance. Have you seen Mastermind work? And what do you think of his chances today?
Yeah, well, he no question. His last gate work was very solid. He won teamwork that day. He finished about a length and a half in front of his stablemate Dick Best, and he showed his speed. There's a lot of speed in this race from the rail horse, so I don't think he's stealing the race. I think he'll have to contest the lead and then be able to hold on. And if he can do that, he deserves to win.
Race number 4 begins not only the 50-cent late pick 5, but also the $3 all turf pick 3. And we're coming down the hillside turf course for fillies and mares, non-winners of 2 other than allowance optional claiming types. A field of 5, number 1, Princess Bettina from the Peter Urton barn is 8-5 morning line favorite. Moved a little too early last time out, got caught late. Has never used Lasix in her career as well, which is a bit unusual. Talk to us about race 4, Toby.
Well, on top of everything you said about her eventful, speedy effort last time out, I was quite amazed by the turn of speed that she had. I didn't know she had that in her, quite honestly. What happened is she was on the outside, and she literally bolted to the right with a very slow start, made an amazing speed-type move on the outside, and Frankie Dettori just had to hold on. She was so full of herself. Key is she really improved from her comeback race to that race. So I think all she needs to do is repeat her last race, and I think that's good enough. And the 4 horse in here, Carmen Miranda, you talk about XBTV. Just if you want to see a dynamite workout, just go to XBTV and watch Carmen Miranda. That was hard for me to pick against her off that workout, but I had to just because of the big time speed that I believe the one horse has here.
And Toby's top pick number one, Princess Bettina. You go back in the racing form and look at March of 2023. Stakes winner winning the China Doll going 1 mile on the turf course. Now, as we often like to say, runners who like going 2 turns on the turf course like coming down the hill. And certainly that's the case with Princess Bettina. Race number 5 begins the 50-cent late pick 4. We're sprinting 6 furlongs on the main track for 3-year-olds in for a $32,000 claiming tag. We've got a field of 6. And number 5, the cleverly named 8 Clap, is the 8-5 morning line favorite. They kept trying this horse on turf, Toby. They finally switched over to the main track and got the victory. What say you about race 5?
Yeah, well, that last win was very strong. And, one thing I had in my notes, even though the horse was running good on the turf, and that's why they kept him on the turf, he really is built for the dirt. I mean, he's a big, strong framed gelding. And I had early on, love to see this horse on the dirt. Well, he answered all of those questions last time out. So if he can come back with that kind of early speed and that kind of finish, he'll be hard to beat here with the Barnes go-to rider, Hector Barrios, choosing this horse over his stablemate, who he's also been on in the morning, the 2 horse. The 4 horse, I'm not sure how we pronounce this horse's name, Day Deutz.
Sounds right.
Good enough. And this horse, he's battle tested. The rest of the field isn't really that battle tested. This horse is, and he's got some heart and some try, and that might be enough to get him in the mix at 6-1 with a real hustling jockey aboard. So 5-4 for me in race 5.
Toby, take your clocker lens off for a moment and focus on the past performances for number 6, Autism Puzzle, in race number 5. Interesting claim by Reed France. You can see when the horse added Lasix 3-back, certainly improved. Then when they added blinkers, he really improved. You can see that improving by her speed figure pattern. Last time out, Reed dips in for 12,500. Now basically brings him back for 32, although he's entered for 28,000. A very aggressive move. He only has 1 slow work over our main track on March 24th, but Reed does well first off the claim, and you're getting a decent price at 6-1. By chance, did you see Autism Puzzle work out on March 24th? And do you think the horse has any shot?
Yeah, I can't really. I think that's just a get acquainted to the scenery type workout. There's no real intent there, except for just let him see the beautiful grounds here, and that he did. So he does have a win on dirt. Second start of his career, so that's positive. Interesting. He was a big price that day when breaking his maiden. So to me, there's question marks, but he'll probably be a huge price.
Toby, we've rattled through 5 races, but now in race number 6, where we are going 1 mile on the turf course for maiden claiming 3-year-olds in for a $50,000 tag. This is where your best bet resides. I'll get to that in a moment, but there's a program scratch of the 1. Also take out number 8, Daddy Justify. Also number 3, Sinful King, is a first-time gelding. But your best bet is actually the morning line favorite, who's number 4, When Heroes Fly. Before we get your thoughts on why you think this is the best bet on the card, I want to watch the replay that When Heroes Fly exits. It's back on March 4th. It was the 9th race. One of the reasons why I wanted to show the workout is not only watch When Heroes Fly run, but also the winner, Goldfoot, is actually running in race 8 today, so you'll be able to get a beat on him. He drew the rail in race number 8 today. So let's listen to Frank Miramati describe the action and watch When Heroes Fly, who breaks from post position number 1.
In the gate. And they're off. Tiger by the Tail is going out for the early lead. Goldfoot and Gorilla Boy have early speed. When Heroes Fly is down at the rail. They're followed by Uplift. Transcendental settles in mid-pack, 6 off the lively early tempo. Gazon is next, racing 3 in front of Wrong Direction, and Potential Spam was off slowly and trails. They're covered by 15 lengths rounding the first turn. And it's Tiger by the Tail, leading by about a length. Goldfoot is in second. Down at the rail, When Heroes Fly. Gorilla Boy on the outside. Uplift between those two under a tight hold. Then Transcendental. At this stage, about 6 lengths off the leaders. Down at the rail comes Wrong Direction, who has 7 lengths to make up, with less than a half mile to travel. Gazon is outside of that pair, and another 2 to Potential Spam. When Heroes Fly gets some room inside, Tiger by the tail. Outside of them, Goldfoot sprints up, and Goldfoot now takes the lead. Gorilla Boy is in fourth, 3 lengths off the pace. Transcendental racing between rivals has a lot of work to do at this stage. Uplift is down at the rail. Gazone followed by Wrong Direction there at the top of the stretch. When Heroes Fly and Goldfoot on the outside just in front. When Heroes Fly fighting bravely, Gorilla Boy 5 back, Transcendental and Gazone a 16th to go, and it's Goldfoot putting away When Heroes Fly. Goldfoot and Kyle Frey win a length and a half.
Toby, when we watch workouts, one of the things we both look for is to see the comfortableness of a horse. And certainly When Heroes Fly, in my opinion, was not very comfortable last time out. We watched the replay. He was down on the rail. He had to check on the clubhouse turn. Then he made a little bit of an early move down the backside. The winner, Goldfoot, was 3 wide and had basically all the room he needed. Is that one of the reasons why you make When Heroes Fly your best bet on today's card?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he broke slowly, too. He broke slowly from the rail. He was all the way to the backside, fighting ferociously to try to hold his position, and didn't. He lost his position. I just can't believe he showed the heart that he did to even make it that close after all of that happened in the first half mile. Like you heard Frank say, a very lively tempo. You run all that activity into a lively tempo and still battle bravely down the stretch. You're showing some signs of a racehorse there. So I believe he can improve off of that race. And obviously, if he even repeats that race, I think he'll win.
Now, you like a little bit of a long shot, number 2, Citadino, who's transferring into the John Sadler barn and getting basically a jockey change as well. What is it about Citadino you like?
Well, his last workout, he showed really good life that I haven't seen before. He was actually under a pretty good hold. He worked with the horse that scratched in here, Gazon, the rail horse. Outworked him, had run in reserve. And I think that run in reserve going the distance of ground it could mean something for sure. Plus, I'll tell you, this combination of John Sadler and Hector Barrios has been pretty dangerous with limited activity.
Toby, a horse you didn't mention, and it's the stranger danger in the race, is number 6, Empire's Classic, an invader from Fairgrounds, first time in the Mike Pipey barn. Reason why I ask is the winner, Count Dracula, that came back to finish second, just missing by a neck in a $97,000 stakes race at Fairgrounds. You can see the second place finisher came back to win the same type of maiden race, earning a Beyer speed figure of 71. Have you seen Empire's Classic work, albeit on the dirt, since he came to Southern California?
Yeah, his workouts overall are steady. They're kind of maintenance type workouts. Probably just trying to ensure the fitness, as they like to say. So they're just flatline, and he's a turf horse, so flatline. That's the pattern for a lot of turf horses working on the dirt. By the way, you want to say hats off. I mean, what a tremendous improvement, in my opinion, to have the luxury of this surface that's going to be put into play tomorrow. I really believe it's going to enhance a lot of things around here.
Question for you, Toby, a little bit off script, but you talked about how Mike Pipey, at least in this particular case, the works are primarily flatline. When you're giving out your selections, are you looking something more like in the spectacular range? And then do you have to take into account trainer patterns? Maybe, and I don't know this to be true, maybe Mike Pipey's, all of his runners are kind of just flatline and he doesn't want to show a whole lot. Do you have to factor that all in before you give out your final selection?
Yeah, I mean, I think different situations, there's different intent for different situations for every workout. I mean, and that's kind of the beauty of it. It's very fluid, and there's a lot to keep up with. So you really have to measure one workout at a time, one race at a time. This horse, Pipey will let his horses run in the morning, but he'll do what he's done with this horse too. He's just kept him in company, which is good. The horse is settled, which is good. So there are some positives.
Race number 7 begins the $1 Golden Hour Pick 4 sequence. That links our last 2 races here with the last 2 races at our sister track, Golden Gate up north. And we kick things off in the $1 Golden Hour Pick 4, going 1 mile on the main track for Calbred, fillies and mares, allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than. There is 1 scratch. Scratch the 3, stay in line. Leaves us with a field of 5. The runner on the bottom, number 6, Abhita, from the Antonio Garcia barn, who won on turf last time out and now runs for the same condition on the main track, is the 2-1 morning line favorite. Give us your thoughts on race 7, Toby.
Well, if you listen to Doug O'Neill, maybe a month or 2 ago, I don't know why he brought it up, but I think the horse he was running was by Nyquist, and he said Nyquist is by far and away his favorite sire. So I kind of took note of that and just wanted to see where he came up with that conclusion on top of the obvious. But I'll tell you, I can kind of see why he gets excited about the Nyquist horses. And I think this is a mare that's coming back, a much improved horse. And I do believe she's going to perform on the dirt here, which is what it's going to be all about today. Her workouts, to me, are better than she's looked throughout her career. Her last 2 workouts, she really turned the corner. And that is the strength of why I'm going with the horse today. Like you said, the 6 horse Abhita, she's got to transfer the turf form to the dirt. Not that she can't. She's a kind of a stronger 5-year-old mare right now. She does have some pretty good frame and body on her. And her sire right now in California needs no introduction from my dear friend Pete Perella up there, who's smiling ear to ear at Legacy Ranch.
He sure is. He's a lucky man, that's for sure. Best wishes to you, Pete, and your lovely wife, Ev, and all the people that work at Legacy Ranch. As you well know, Toby, it's a beautiful place. We close out today's card in race number 8, which offers $5 Golden Hour daily double wagering, and we close it out going 1 1/8 on the turf course for 3-year-old allowance optional claiming types, non-winners of 1 other than. We've got a field of 9, and the morning line favorite on the bottom is number 9, Formidable Man, from the Michael McCarthy barn. 3-1 on the morning line. Formidable Man and a number of these runners exit the same race. So before we get your thoughts on the race, Toby, let's watch the replay that Formidable Man exits. It was back on February 24th. It was a flat mile, keeping in mind today's distance is 1 1/8. He's going to break from post position number 2, and you're going to see, just like the other horse that we saw run When Heroes Fly, he's going to have a similar type of trip. His dam, Fantacola, needs no introductions to longtime Southern California racing fans, a very talented runner in her own right. So let's listen to Frank Miramaiti describe the action back on February 24th and watch Formidable Man break from post position number 2.
And they're off. Rosterman Vibe is out quickly. So is Formidable Man, who sprints to take the lead. Twirling Point is up and on the pace, as is Bandwagon. Miracle Mark, outgunned White Blinkers, now rushes up and is on even terms with the front-running Twirling Point. At the back of the field, Uncle Truly and Navy Jack at the back. Around the clubhouse turn, Formidable Man along the inside and Twirling Point. Twirling Point is quicker. Formidable Man just steady to back off and outgunned on the outside in 3rd. They're followed by Bandwagon 4th under a bit of a restraint because he's in a tight stage. And outside of him, Miracle Mark with Smooth Sailing, 3 lengths off the lead. Rosterman Vibe on the inside of Uncle Truly, 2 clear of Navy Jack. They head to the half-mile pole. Frankie Dettori and Twirling Point in charge. Leading the way by 2 lengths, moving into the far turn. Outgunned is 2nd, just in front of Formidable Man, who's on the inside, going well enough in 3rd. He's followed by Miracle Mark in 4th, 3 deep, 3.5 off the pace, called on now. Then Bandwagon inside Uncle Truly, Rosterman Vibe, and Navy Jack. Twirling Point remains the one to catch as Miracle Mark takes up the chase in 2nd. On the extreme outside, Uncle Truly is trying to mount a bid. They're at the top of the lane. Twirling Point, Formidable Man, right together with Miracle Mark. Inside the 8th pole, Twirling Point. Formidable Man takes 2nd. Inside of Miracle Mark, Rosterman Vibe past the 16th, and Twirling Point never gave them a chance. Coast to coast, 2.5.
Toby, twirling point took them gate to wire, but on the gallop out here, look at our friend Formidable Man. Sure looks like he's going to appreciate the distance of 1 1/8 miles today. He basically catches up to twirling point, and as we indicated, he had a bit of trouble down the backside. Once again, he wasn't comfortable down on the rail, but this gallop out to me tells me that he wants every bit of 1 1/8 miles. I think you might agree with that assessment.
Yeah, for sure. And, the key, again, to this race, hopefully, is the fact that he has a tremendous speed pace advantage over this field. The outside today versus the rail last time, and the 7-horse Rastaman Vibe will have to improve for Peter Urton. He comes out of the common race, but he's had a little life in the morning, which leads me to believe he will improve. He'll be a big price. So 9 and 7 is the wrap here for race 8.
You spoke about the sire Nyquist. I'll focus your attention on number 3, Better Than Gold, who adds Lasix today for trainer Gary Mandela. First time on the turf course, has a bullet workout in tow since the last race. What do you think of Better Than Gold's chances today?
Going to be interesting. To me, it's a question of does he need this race under his belt to get legged up for his best race? That's going to be the question. I hope he needs the race myself. And he does have an action that should handle the turf. He's got a bit of a higher action. I think that's the beauty of Nyquist. These horses seem to run on both surfaces, and they're hard knocking. This horse has been had a lot of expectations after he broke his maiden from a lot of people, and he's just got to work his way back up the ladder now.
We could sit here all day, Toby, and talk about horses, and it would never be a dull moment, that's for sure. But we've got an exit stage left, unfortunately. But I want to thank you so much for your time and insight, as always, today. Keep up the great work. And if you want to see Toby's work on a daily basis, you can either go to drf.com or casetherace.com or pick up Winner's Card here on track or at any of the satellite locations. Thanks again, Toby.
Okay.
Thanks to all of you for watching as well. Next voice you hear will be track announcer Frank Miramati, updating us with any late changes. Have a great afternoon, everybody, and good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for our national anthem. Good afternoon and welcome to Santa Anita Park. The track is fast, the turf is firm. Here are the changes. No scratches or jockey changes in race number 1. No scratches or jockey changes in the second. No changes in race 3, start of the pick 6. No changes in the 4th. There are no changes in race 5. In the 6th, in addition to the program scratch of 1, Gazon, number 8, Daddy Justify is out. Race 6, scratch 1 and 8. In the 7th, scratch number 3, Stay in Line. The Golden Hour pick 4 starts with race 7. And in the 8th, start of the Golden Hour double, there are no changes. Enjoy your afternoon at Santa Anita Park. There's no live racing tomorrow. Simulcast only, free parking and admission tomorrow and Sunday. We will have a special additional day of racing next Thursday. So we race Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. For more information on our schedule, please visit our website, santaanita.com.